online, if you can get him to open up to you and say, look, let's record this as a video, let's record this as an audio session, let's write something down, put it into a manual, put together a course, and sell it for $1,000, or even, this guy's selling it for $2,000, but he's got an incredible story because he's doing $50,000 to $100,000 a day net. So if you were going to do it, for a guy who's making a few $100 on eBay, well, you're not going to sell it for $2,000. You probably sell it for like $97 or something like that. But a couple of people have done that very successfully. They package other people's knowledge and then sold it. So let's get back to the arbitrage conspiracy. Now he doesn't have a list. He admits that these guys are not going to be putting up their testimonials and staking their reputations on this if it wasn't true. And I believe him. Basically, I do believe him. I think he's got a real system here. Now, the only question I have is, why is he revealing it? Now, Mike Filsaime in his testimonial said that, basically he wants to give back. Well, I guess he probably does want to give back, but he also might be willing to sell the information about his system now because it's not as strong as it used to be, or he's not making as much money as he used to from it. He might see the curve of the system. The marketing curve is always, very, very strong, building up to a climax, getting to the point where you're basically tapping out or maxing out your income at some point with any particular system, and then it starts to go down, and he sees that ahead of time, so he's willing to give everybody else the secrets, because he's also planning his back end. Now, don't think for a minute that he's going to sell you this $2,000 system and then walk out of your life. He's definitely got a back end of the system. I don't know what it is. It's probably some subscription program, some continuity program where he's going to get you in for $97 a month or whatever it is, and he's going to teach you all of his new secrets. But he's also probably doing something like a coaching program, so he'll probably have a $5,000 a year coaching program or something along those lines as well, because that certainly is the information product model. So, and there's nothing wrong with that, absolutely nothing, because that you just learn from that. I've always told guys, you guys on my list, that you watch what they do. You don't have to necessarily pay attention to what they say, because they're certainly trying to sell you something in every piece of communication that goes out. But you definitely want to watch what they do. And this was kind of an interesting case. He had a lot of people come on board and sign up for this. Now, he does have a fairly good system, I think. Now, if he doesn't tell you exactly what the system is, there's also on the back end, as I've heard, is that he's starting his own CPA network. So that's something else to think about too. Very interesting. Now, let's go through this because everybody's given their testimonials, and we got more testimonials down here. And he's talking about how great he is, and about all these other guys who think he's great, which is more social proof, as we know, and that's the typical kind of methodology for advertising and marketing online now, is the social proof. But he goes into a little bit about his system here. He goes, my system is different. Are you ready for this? The system is different because, well, first of all, because absolutely nobody is teaching it, and he's absolutely right about that. Especially anyway who works even close to this level. Here's how it works. Okay, so he's starting to get into a little bit of detail here. It's all about generating leads for companies. Not sales, not purchases or buyers, not customers or prospects. It's lead generation. Big companies with huge advertising budgets, and they always need more customers, and before that they need prospects. So they don't have to go build 1 million web pages and do pay-per-click and advertise on every blog on the internet. Basically, these big companies are willing to pay for leads because they know on the back end they can get all their money back easily.